My name is Dee Dee O'Brien, and I have a diagnosis of chronic lymphocytic leukemia. I was actually expecting it because my mother had had CLL and my brother has CLL, and he was diagnosed at exactly my age, so he's had it for 9 years. And so now it's living with this, hanging over your head, but it changes your life, makes you appreciate everything a lot more.
CLL can present with elevated blood counts, or it can present with enlarged lymph glands. It is diagnosed by looking at the blood smear under the microscope, seeing atypical cells, and then doing specialized testing to confirm that diagnosis and to prognosticate.
My mother was diagnosed with CLL 15 years ago. I didn't know what that meant, and so I asked the questions about what does that mean, and when she went on to the chemotherapy, it was a pill that she took, and she had to go back every month for more blood work. I learned about how to read that blood work and how to understand it. So going through that with her taught me to ask the questions.
A laboratory team is critical in the diagnostic workup of any patient. Even though it might seem to an outsider that blood is channeled through a machine, there is a huge amount of work that goes on behind the scenes that is conducted by the laboratory professional. They make a diagnosis based on any tissue or fluid that is removed from the body for that purpose. Whenever I see anybody's slide, I tend to look at it with the eye of what if this was me or my mother or my family. I would want to leave no stone unturned in arriving at the appropriate diagnosis.
I decided to seek out opinions. So I went for 5 opinions, and I chose Beth Israel. And had I not gone through that with my mother, I would have accepted the first answer. I had the diagnosis. I've had tests, just about every part of the body has been tested to make sure that it isn't anywhere else, and it isn't. But I need to go back for an every 3-month blood test. You realize that time is very precious. Too often we go through life just being, contemporaries or friends or acquaintances, and people interest us, but we don't take the time to learn about them. Now I'm taking that time. And the last 4 months have been very rich for me, much richer than they would have been if I hadn't had that diagnosis.
Pathology was described to me as the trunk of a tree. So it is the essential conduit on which every branch of medicine rests. I can play that role of being a doctor's doctor, of actually solving the mystery that a patient walks in with.
Everything surrounding my sicknesses, my cancer, my life going forward is dependent on lab work.